because the porky on display. You can't have the porky on display. You can't breastfeed. You can't have the titty on display. You can't do that.
Sad.
What's wrong with you? You can't do that because I feel weird about it.
Denise and Marlo, you are now listening to the Drunken Monks podcast.
Good evening.
Or morning or afternoon.
Wherever you're at.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Whoever you are.
Wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Salutations.
Grand risings.
Grand risings. My name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Faber.
We are
the Drunken Monks.
A little dry today, but don't worry. It's going to get good.
I don't find it dry, Mar. Okay.
You don't find that a dry intro, man?
No.
You don't find that a dry intro? Whew, Denise,
Yo.
we're like midway point. This is halfway season, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Salute to that.
Yeah, toch? It's
We're
like...
saludating with Annabay.
Yes, toch? Shout-outs to Annabay, of course. The wonderful sponsor. Shout-outs to Debbie. Shout-outs to Christian. And, gracias for the chance to be able to go record in the Rum Locker. One of the prestigious spots within Apunda. You know?
Yep.
So, yeah. And we on some... mango. I get it back again today, y'all.
Yeah. Special request by Marlo. He liked it so much.
Honest to God, it good. Honest to God,
Yeah,
it
but
good.
I want to taste the other flavors. But okay, we still got some episodes to go. So.
Yeah, toch. And maybe we could, ask the Beyoja, we could get one maybe just now too as well. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
All right,
Yo.
what are we talking about today, Marlo?
Jumping straight into it.
Yeah, man.
Jumping straight into it. We have been talking doom and gloom for the past 4 seasons. The four episodes, sorry. And gotta give something salacious though.
Oh, Lord. I don't think I want to be here for this.
I gave you a clip. I gave you a clip from Album Preach. Did you check it?
Yeah, but I did.
Did you check it?
Yes, but I don't know what we're gonna talk about eigenlijk precies. Because to me, it was very uninteresting.
It was uninteresting to you?
See, but I want to hear what you have to say about it.
All right, okay. So for those that don't know, and I'll link to the Album Preach thing to look as well. But basically what it was is that so Adam 22, for those that don't know, is a very famous podcaster, YouTuber, and he's an adult star as well.
Porn star.
Porn star. Let's call it let's call a thing a thing, because we're not monetized yet, so YouTube can't do us nothing. But but Adam 22, and if you don't know him, you might know his wife, Lena the Plug. And him and his wife, they are very famous for being a porn star couple within the world of like adult entertainment, but also within the world of podcasting, because they've married the two. So pardon the pun.
Maar wait, so is their podcast about their business, about the industry?
Basically, yeah. They talk to like industry, like insiders, friends, actors, actresses, that type of thing.
Okay.
And one particular, because it's not one podcast they have several.
Okay.
But one of them, Plug Talk, is where they talk to the person that they're about to do a scene with.
Okay.
So they talk to, but historically, it's only been girls. And you've also had...
Wait, so they make their own movies, wat ik hier dan begrijp.
Sort of, yeah. They have an OnlyFans that is beyond popping. That is rich nice. You know what I mean? A lot of money.
Okay.
But the interesting part and the story comes in this part. So historically, Adam has said, and I'll get to maybe why in a bit, but he has said historically that he's not with like while they have done threesomes and they've recorded threesomes and everything else for the business, he don't think that he's down for having his wife, has said in the past, having his wife do a boy scene with her. So boy, girl, or him or her with another dude or whatever, right? He said basically his heart or his...
Nee, wait. How I understand... understood it is he doesn't want a threesome with a guy. Maar he now also doesn't want his wife to do another male.
Wait a minute.
Maar je bent in de
Historically-
entertainment
Historically.
business.
Right,
Ik bedoel-
but this is where they came and this is the balance
Maar
of the
wacht
film.
even, wacht even, nee, for me to understand, because I'm not understanding. So he wants his wife to only perform either with him or with another girl.
That's what the wife wanted to like as well.
Oké,
For like a long time.
dat is goed.
Recently that's changed.
Oké.
Recently that's changed. They announced it. They made a big little thing about it. They kind of broke the internet basically with it. That Lena the Plug is going to be performing with a male actor for the first time in ever. You know what I mean? And it was exclusively on their OnlyFans. Of course, you got to go behind the paywall to see it, the whole thing, and whatnot and whatnot. So, based off of what he said, based off of what
Yeah.
Adam 22 said, Lena's husband, they came back and the internet dragged them basically, and especially Black Twitter dragged them
Why?
because again, you were so adamant about this is not going to happen, this is not going to happen, this is not going to happen. You make jokes, but you know, like you're joking, but you're serious. You're joking, but you're serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's gone on multiple platforms, very big platforms, his own platform, and said the same thing. He probably couldn't deal with it, and now all of a sudden, like, and it felt like it came like out of the blue, like as well, right? That so now they just made a switch. He's being dragged. He's being dragged for all kinds of foolishness.
But
and
why?
whatnot.
People can't change their minds?
We'll get to that. So what happened is that he got dragged. He got a lot of backlash. Toevallig, she didn't, huh? Like, or rather, she didn't get like the vehemence and the full force and strength. You're a public person, so you're gonna get something.
Yeah.
But she didn't get like the full force as how Adam got, right?
Okay.
Okay. Even to the point where Tucker Carlson and Andrew Tate were talking about it in their interview and whatnot and so, right? Okay, fine. But he pushed back against it and says that basically, you know, as you say, a person could change their mind, basically check the bag, like, yo, that they made like a lot of money like off of it, basically.
That's what I wanted to say. My first thing is why he changed his mind
Yo.
is because it's commercial.
Right.
If you hype up a whole thing that, of course, you're never gonna let your wife, your wife, whatever,
That is part of the
whatever
we about to have.
done when you're gonna when it happens, of course everybody's gonna want to watch. What is it? Who is it? This I was like,
Yeah.
this is waarschijnlijk commercie. It's commercial from the get-go. Maar okay, if people want to drag him, I mean, he made, I don't know, maybe $1 million. Ik weet niet hoeveel je
Right.
daarmee kan verdienen.
Right. No, but look, but I don't know. I didn't check whatever the numbers were, but I can tell you that is probably a lot. Like in that area, maybe is reasonable, zeg maar.
Okay.
Right. So here's where. So I bring all this around to come to this because I find this particular situation interesting because of the intersectionality. Look of it. That was a word.
Intersectionality.
Yes, the intersectionality because that's a word I learned
Kimberly
from you.
Crenshaw, yeah.
That's a word I learned from you, right? The intersectionality is like, or the crossroads of it all,
Yeah.
right? So porn, modern porn in the States has a cross section with comedy, which
But
is
comedy.
Hold on. Podcasts is essentially a comedic thing. Really and truly. The majority of people, because the art of podcasting is the art of telling truth, or trying to then at least. Right?
Okay.
Right? That's what we're trying to do here to look as well.
But
right?
you have different podcasts, maar okay.
You have different podcasts that bloomed out of it, just like how jazz bloomed out of blues and funk bloomed out of jazz and so forth and so forth.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
roots of it is comedy,
okay.
right?
Okay.
So you have an intersectionality between porn, comedy, and quote unquote black culture in the States, right? There's a cross section there. When you hear like Adam 22 talk, he don't talk like he's from Wyoming or whatnot, and so he talk like he's from New York. He grew up with hip hop, yo, Dre, this, that, and the third. I won't let nobody disrespect me, that type of thing, right?
Okay.
So that's one. Two, what I find interesting is like the selective misogyny of it all.
But misogyny is always selective. Maar okay, nee, explain further.
Keep the energy though, man.
Yeah, no.
Keep the energy though, man. Keep the energy though. This is and the last thing I
Wacht
will
even,
say.
maar why is it misogyny? Want they were dragging for all the guy.
Yeah, they were dragging the guy because he let some other dude rail his wife. That was the thing. You gonna let your woman do that, dog? You gonna let your woman do that, dog? Dog, I found it so hilarious, right? I found it so hilarious, and I'm glad that I got a reference like Abba and Preach again, because they were able to crystallize what I was thinking, and it was like, but they're porn stars.
Yeah,
you try to hold this man to marriage and this and that and one and so, but the porn stars, dog. That's a different world. It's a different beast.
I don't know. It's not. I think the fact that you're a porn star,
right,
doesn't mean that you don't have feelings or that you don't aspire to have the same Western patriarchal ideals.
right.
So for me, that's not a valid point.
No. This is what I mean by they're porn stars. They automatically run in a different vibration than others. Not that they don't deserve love, not that they don't deserve happiness and, like voldoening and all of that, but their version of it is not your version of it. Or their version of it could be a lot different than your version of it. So, for example, like it's the same thing. When I was working in Horeca, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't understand, and they still don't understand for Horeca Mensa. My weekend and my 5 o'clock is not yours. When you're done at 5, I'm just starting.
Yeah.
So my 5 o'clock is at 11 o'clock at night. Like when we've closed down the restaurant or the bar, we've cleaned up, we've shut down, we've had a beer ourselves, and then we continue about our day at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Then is when my 5 o'clock starts. Right? You're already in bed. You're like a normie. You're like a civilian.
Yeah.
So the only people that I got that understand is other bartenders, is other waitresses, is other cooks. And so that becomes its own subculture by itself, just for the mere fact of the logistics of it all.
Okay.
We work on Sunday or Saturday, and so Monday and or Tuesday is our weekend.
Yeah.
You are out working and everything else. And so at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday, I'm barely getting up to make myself some pancakes.
Yeah.
That's it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
In that same vein, you have people that run in a particular industry or whatnot, and so you can't begin to fathom what they're doing. You can't begin to fathom what they do to handle, to cope, or what best practices are, and like that type of thing. So when it comes to sex, when it comes to relationships and how they are expressed and whatnot, you can't hold them to that standard, even though they might aspire in their own way to that standard outwardly, but you can't hold them to that standard, is what I'm thinking, right? So that was the first joke.
Okay.
That was the first joke to me. Again, I am going to reference this clip a lot. The joke that Abba and Preach made, guaranteed it wasn't going to be this much noise if the actor that came in, that dealt with Lena, wasn't black.
I thought we were going to have one show not about race.
Nope.
Yeah, probably. I cannot say anything. I would say probably.
But that's the myth come back around and to eat itself now.
Yeah.
And that's that myth of like the super lover, of the black stud, of the this and the that and whatnot.
See.
If it was a regular old Joe white boy, this, that, whatever, you wouldn't see the internet getting on bad with it.
See.
But the myth is in everybody's heads, and so they got this idea of Lena just getting tumbled upside down and
but they
twisted out.
don't have to get the idea. They can see it. They pay and then they see it.
This is what it is. And the weird part about it is, they will. The money proves it. People will down cry what happened and everything else so, but they will pay to see it.
Exactly.
They will pay to see it. So keep the same energy. Keep the same energy is all I want.
But wait, if you say keep the same energy, like how would that translate?
You're a pervert too. You want to see it too. You ain't no better than them. You have no high horse to stand on. You don't have no ability to speak to them on that level of whatnot. And this is where I was hoping that you was gonna come in. Again, it's a patriarchal business, man.
Sit down with the patriarchy.
Do I have to keep feeding you lines, man?
This season, yes, because I've been doing it for 4 seasons. So I'm happy to see there's progress, that you now also see the problems with the patriarchy. Maar ja...
Like I've always seen it, but...
Nee, maar this whole
Some of them are
story, to me, it's not a story. It's a dude and a girl who are together and they made agreements about who can do what with whom. And inderdaad, it's not in your place to let your partner do anything. I don't feel that that's the way it works. You can set your own boundaries and say, boundaries are for your own behavior.
Right.
Boundaries are not to police someone else.
Right.
So I don't feel you should police your partner. But
even in that situation though, like even in that,
no, you can make agreements. You can say, okay, I'm not really comfortable if you bang a big black dude with ik veel. Maar you need to have a conversation. It's not just because you're uncomfortable dat het niet zo gaat. You can say, okay, ik lever iets in, so I also got some dibs on you. Of, weet je wel, dan kan ik zeggen, okay, if you do something from you that makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
You can say, okay, we can do this, but only if we can make $1 million out of whatever. Discuss. Maak een afspraak amongst yourself. It's of no concern to nobody else except the 2 people who are making the agreement.
So, all right. So you find it a nothing story. So then let me ask you a deeper question.
Okay.
Is it time to be done with porn? Is it time, like, all the porn that has ever been recorded, we now have, we don't need no more, we're done? Like, is it time
No,
because
why should... No, I don't feel so. There are people who absolutely have a need for it, apparently.
No, but that absolute have a need for it, I would go back on some stuff. Like, I genuinely think that because people, mostly the world over, because porn is popular all over the world, that is something that we can point to.
Yeah.
Right? I think that because that we've always been weird with sex in the modern age, and there's no land that you can point to. There's in the Arabic lands, in the Western lands, in the Eastern lands, whatever, Asian lands, whatever. Everybody got a kink, got a fetish, got a this, got a that, right?
Of course.
And these things tend to come out or be enjoyed or be consumed within the content made within the adult industry, right?
Yeah.
I genuinely think that if we weren't repressed, you wouldn't have porn. I genuinely think that if we weren't repressed as a people, that you wouldn't have a lot of these weird uitingen and weird things that have to be explored and whatnot, because you can explore it out in the open. Like you can explore things out in the open and you can discuss things out in the open and whatnot.
I'm not sure. I think if we weren't repressed, porn would be complete. Because that's what I wanted to ask you. What is porn eigenlijk?
I mean,
because there are also other films with nudity and sex that I don't know if there's sex in the movie, is it automatisch porn? Like sex in beeld gebracht?
No. Okay, so it's so weird, and Lord help me, I wish I had the case for you because you're a lawyer and I want to like meet you on your level. But there was a judge in the States, I think in like in the 50s or in the 60s. I don't know what obscenity is. Yeah. But I know it. But I know it when I see it.
Yeah. Right?
And
I think you paraphrased it or you mentioned that in another episode already.
Right. And like that's like kind of the thing. So if I had to put a definition to it, without looking it up or Webster's dictionary, like or whatever, a certain amount of explicitness, the tropes that go with porn, like there's softcore porn and then there's hardcore porn.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to say. Like, inderdaad, to me, you also, and then you had for a while a stroming, so how can you call it, a section of especially women-directed women-centered
female-friendly porn. Female-friendly
and
porn.
There was
And then-
ethical porn of weet ik veel which term you want
By
to
the way,
use.
that hasn't really. Oh, at least somebody got to tell me, you know. But I haven't seen that because I was interested in that too, like as well. Not as for me personal to consume.
Whatever,
but
yes, also. Maar okay.
Not for me personally to consume, but it was just like, you know, like a thought experiment. Like could this work? You know what I mean? Like,
See,
Right.
so yeah, it didn't take off inderdaad because we're weird about sex, and it's usually made for the male gaze, and the male gaze is not interested in the female gaze, zeg maar. So no, it was not the people who pay for porn. Meeste, the biggest portion, are men. So it didn't really take off. It's still a niche market. If it's still around, I don't know. It's still a niche market. Maar I wanted to say that. So is there a need for porn? And you say if we weren't so
I don't think
repressed,
there's a
no.
need for porn anymore because I think we've seen it.
Nee. Maar there are always new people coming up who didn't see shit yet. Maar I think if we weren't this repressed, I think that porn would be different. It would not be. It would not be as raunchy per se. You say once we pass this weirdness, there is no need for it because you can experience it, you can do everything.
You can discuss it. Like
At least you can discuss it. Maar ik denk om to get inspired, to see other things that are out there. You need to get your information from somewhere. Because if I'm always here living
Information or your inspiration?
Both. No, maar to
Right.
know what kan je doen.
Yeah.
Because okay, you discuss with your parents, but your parents are also in this society, in this framework, and maybe they're very vanilla. Dus die vertellen dan maar een paar like missionary dingetjes, weet ik veel. Maar because we're in this society that everybody's open and everybody knows everything, but to get some information about certain things, it would be educational, maybe to see a movie or something.
I don't know, man. But I don't know. Like for me and my friends, for everybody that I know, it was never, oh, let me learn something. No, it was always in a dark corner, kind of salacious, kind of like.
Yeah, but that is because what you say, because of the repression. But if that falls away, then it could become a new form of art. The movies could, it could elevate.
I'm gonna tell you
the functie and the way it looks and the way the stories are crafted.
I'm gonna tell you a lie. I want to see like the indie version of.
Yeah, just that.
Like, you know, like the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, but it could become.
I would love to see that. Man. I would just as a goof, you know what I mean?
See, so I won't say ban it because I think there's always going to be a need. And kijk, you might want you. Laat me het even goed formuleren. You can be curious about other things that are not the thing that you like. Dan hoef je niet per se. You don't have to go out to go and try it because I can already tell you I'm not really interested in poep bijvoorbeeld. Maar ik weet niet hoe dat gaat, zeg maar. So then it could be helpful to watch something like that. Sorry, Tante Claudia. Maar so nee, voor mij porn doesn't have to go, maar the way we deal with it, the way it's made, the purpose for which it's made, the tropes,
definitely the tropes. That
to
one,
me,
that
porn
one I could give,
industry, as we know it now, is mostly exploitative, and that just has to go. That has to go.
Exploitative, either in reality or even
Beide.
So it's not like Disney in the front and then like Hitler in the back. No, it's Hitler
both.
front and back. It's
So
it's just wrong. You know what I mean?
I think it's time to go to a break.
Yeah, toch.
And then
we've started today.
Yes,
We have started today. Yo, guys, we are gonna be
right back.
Right back.
make it clap.
You do it again. You do it again. You do it again. Every episode, you're gonna try to work it in. Every episode. Stop smiling, damn you. Fuck you, guys. We're back.
See
Guys, yeah, man, we're back. I'm trying to get Denise pissed off. I am,
Yeah,
but
I'm so mellow.
but the last one didn't work, so I'm gonna try to see if this one works, and it kind of dovetails into whatever, right?
I don't know. I want to say maybe I matured, but I think I just grew old and I don't care anymore. You know how you get older and you,
You
stop
don't give a
caring?
fuck. You don't
I
give
think
a fuck.
I'm reaching those levels.
Okay, so let me toss this one in front of you. All right. So we had an interesting moment with Keke Palmer. Don't know if you know her.
Nee.
You don't know Keke Palmer.
I saw there was a controversy.
Yeah.
Controversy. Maar ik dacht, wie de fuck is Keke Palmer? En
Keke
ik
Palmer
weet
is
dat
entertainer.
Drake dat liedje over haar had. Was het of niet? Is het geen Drake? Van, hey Keke, are you with me?
Maybe. I'm too old to be in the sauce too, like, as well, but it
Volgens mij
could
dat.
very well be.
Maar I'm like, wie is Keke Palmer?
Right, but hold on. But she's an entertainer, but she's also seen as one of the baddies.
Maar like an entertainer, wat doet
volgens
ze?
mij is zij een singer. Like, she's a
Okay.
singer. She, she does the thing I want.
Okay,
Right?
well.
Maybe an actor. I'm not quite sure. Somebody would have to please correct me in
Younger
the
ones,
comments.
enlighten us.
Right. Okay. But she's an entertainer. But she's a baddie. Like, she's up there. Like, she's more known for being like sex symbol. Like, like one of them bad bitches. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Like. And don't know if she's married, but she's definitely like she's married. She's she's married to Darius.
Oh, I thought it was just her boyfriend. But in any case, it's her partner.
Right, like it's a partner, right? They recently just had the kid. It was all successful. Everything's cool, whatnot. And but like I said, she has a reputation of being a baddie. She was out at some kind of function or some kind of like event.
Yeah, she went to a show. I know a lot about the details, but I don't know.
But you don't know the
Kiki.
principles.
I don't know the thing of the thing. She
don't know
went
principles.
to
You
a
don't know
show
principles.
in Vegas,
Right.
and Usher was singing. So I'm thinking
Right.
it's a concert, Usher show, whatever. So she was in a show in Vegas. Yes,
Right.
continue your story.
And Usher was there, and Usher made it his business to kind of serenade her. Now anybody knows these R&B niggas from nowadays, they don't got no kind of shame and no kind of respect no more. Chris Brown, Usher.
Wacht even. Ja, oké.
Yeah.
Continue.
Right.
Want you're already on glad ijs. Maar
Right,
continue.
no, but anyway, but these man them don't got no kind of shame. Like a Marquise Houston or one of them. So like them boy them gonna grind up on you and give you like a strip show while they're singing. And,
Okay, in that sense, okay.
And Usher was the same dude.
Was he grinding up on the girl?
I mean, he gave her a bit of a hug in the video, as far as I could tell, like he hugged her up.
Who cares? You give your
but
grandmother
it wasn't
a hug.
no Jesus hug, dog. It wasn't no Jesus hug, dog. It was by the waist. And you're pulling, and you lean, and you this, and you that. Dog. Yo, we have a saying, and you know it too, partner. If she slip, I gonna slide. You know what I mean? Like, dog. Like that's the energy that came off.
Okay.
And maybe that Usher wasn't fucking around with it, but maybe he was. Who knows, right?
Who knows?
The other part of the story is that she was wearing, well, definitely in like our time and our parents' time is unacceptable. But nowadays you could kind of look at it like
Unacceptable was
it's
just
not,
a little bit.
Yeah.
She was wearing a onesie, like if I saw it correctly, a onesie met een soort like a panties and a bra, right?
No. What? No, she had on what had looked like a bodysuit, but everything but like she looked like she had on like a onesie bathing suit.
Yeah,
with like the cheeks out. So like so like the back was in the crack of her ass, zeg maar. Like the cheeks were out, right?
Gewoon een tanga.
Short fun, right? But everything on top of that was sheer. Like everything on top of that, so you could see a little sheerness or whatnot. It looked like a pantyhose or whatever.
It looked basically as if she was wearing a bikini with a giant pantyhose the overhang.
Right.
That's how it looked.
Right. And so here's the thing, right? So her man now had jumped on Twitter in the weekend, because this was a weekend thing. Mm-hmm. Had jumped on Twitter, and he decided, but the outfit though. Right?
You're a mom, because you're a mom. Something
Because
like that.
you're a mom. But I mean, you're a mom, but the outfit though, right? And Twitter dragged him, black Twitter dragged him like a motherfucker.
Like he deserves and like they should. Maar hey, wacht even, let's go back.
Let's go back.
You say
there's a back to go.
No, yeah, you made 2 points. One, these R&B's puppets don't have no scrupulous. Ze doen maar, they grind up, they do all
for the
kind of things.
entertainment. Let's put that out.
But that's what I wanted to say. I feel if you're going to a show and the girl, but I don't know how she can consent and how you can establish that.
Right.
So that is een beetje lastig.
Right.
But if seeing how Keke is famous and Usher is famous, they probably met. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maar I'm feeling that if somebody in the audience is letting you touch them, like is consenting to do that, I don't feel you should feel some kind of way because they might have a partner, this, that, or the other. That is a show, people. That is a show.
Right.
It's not like that the star, okay, in this geval, it's Keke Palmer and she's famous apparently, maar when people are doing that in a show, it's not like they're going to get married. It's not like they're going to be in love. It's not, nee, it is a show. Dus
I would I would positively challenge that.
oh, Lord. So, jij
Thank
denkt
you,
van...
Heinz.
jij-
I would positively challenge that because I've been backstage.
Okay,
I
so
have-
it's basically lubrication and foreplay for
dog.
the after party?
No, not necessarily, but these things can and do happen. Like, coming back to the last segment, when I tell you that people run in a different lane than you do,
Yeah.
artists, and especially famous artists or successful artists, they run in a different lane than most of us do. And the type of people that you fuck with or the type of people that you catch a piece from or one and so ain't necessarily the person that you go home to, right? There's a different vibe. There's a different
See.
vibe sometimes. And what it is that this is what calmer heads but still disagreeing with what Darius did, Darius being like Keke Palmer's man, right? This is what famous, like more calmer heads have said. Listen, your problem wasn't with the outfit. Your problem was with Usher. You pulled a Will Smith. Like, you was vexed.
Hello, Will Smith.
You was vexed at Usher, but you couldn't fuck with it, so you fuck with your woman and with...
Down with the patriarchy.
See, there we go.
Ja, maar het is sowieso...
Right.
It is weird. Inderdaad, it was obviously not about the woman, because if you have something to say about your woman... I feel it's a little bit weird. Yeah, can you tell your partner not to wear a certain clothes? Yeah, you can tell your partner.
I was about to ask because just like how I'm saying about porn got to be done, like for me, I'm thinking that porn is done, like we don't need it like anymore.
Yeah.
Or rather, we don't need to record new porn. In that same vein...
There are some DVDs you want to keep, no?
Dog. You ain't know. No, but what it is, right? I do feel that we've come to a point where having to ask your partner of a lot of things I find is played out. Like I don't have to ask you, is what I feel. Right?
Yeah, maar kijk, okay, yeah, true.
Right? Like if I tell you playing, I'm not with it. And you got to check in with me every so often if I'm still not with it or not. So if I'm not with you talking to your exes, you know, like it's either you respect it or we break. That's it, because that's irreconcilable at that
Well,
point.
depends, because I had many situations like that, and I would just tell them, listen, I'm good with my exes. They are my friends, and I'm not gonna break a friendship because you feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Check yourself.
Okay, but then it's up to them
Then
to
it's up
stick.
to them. Yeah.
It's up to them to stick because you stand on a point. Like you stick in like on a point.
Yeah.
And for me at that point, that's something to like, yo, every so often, every 3 months, 6 months, a year, you check in with your partner. You still feel that way? Not like to, you know, like, oh shit, I could get through now, but it's more like, where's your mind at? Because if you understand about a human being, you know, especially if you're with a person for a long time, you understand that, oh, the person you know now in the person from last year, in the person from the year before.
Maar dat is even een vraag, because not to cut you cross, maar
Yeah,
inderdaad,
go ahead.
inderdaad, you need to check van, are we still on the same page? Do you still feel that way? And we're talking now about clothing. I am assuming, I don't know, that this Miss Keke Palmer, this is not the first time she wore something like this. This is probably what attracted our dear Darius to her.
Basically.
Very sexy, maybe not this onesie with the bikini type thing. Maar...
Shout out to Jonah Hill too, by the way, because he was catching heat for that same shit.
Ja, ook zo'n stom verhaal.
A couple of things got... All right, fine.
Maar, so I'm assuming this lady, and the same with Jonah Hill. Even snel tussendoor. Jonah Hill is someone I don't really know who he is, but he's famous.
God damn, he's an actor.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
And he used to date a surfer, a semi-professional surfer who was also a model, and she was modeling surfing apparel, this bikinis and such. Mm. And now it seems that he had, back in the day, he had some mean texts about her, what she was wearing.
Though?
And then, and then now, years after, she's releasing those texts, which is also a little bit sus.
Not even a little bit. She releasing those things when the man recently announced that him and his new woman got a baby. Like, what the fuck? Like that.
Maar nee, wacht. Just because you're getting a baby, I cannot release things
No, it's not about you can't, but why now?
See, I also found it...
Why now? Not 2 weeks before, not a month before, not 9 months before, now. You know what I'm saying?
Misschien
like, what the fuck?
Ja, maar kijk, I also said I found it a little bit sus, maar...
A little bit.
Maar wait, maar aan de andere kant, you have the... sorry, this orange juice is making me...
Dizzy.
No, maar you have also the Me Too victims, or ik noem ze even Me Too victims, but people who come out 20, 30, 40 years after abuse.
No, but
en dan gaan we dan ook zeggen, but that's sus, that they're coming out.
No, but wait a minute. Hold on. And this is where I'm hoping you and I could inject some nuance into these types of conversations. Because ain't nobody gonna deny that men have been other beasts when it comes to sex. Nobody's gonna... I'm not for sure denying that. But I'm hoping that with anything, so with the accusations, with the men that have done it, with the men that are innocent, with the men that this and that we niet allemaal met één kam scheren. That's what I found interesting about this whole thing. About Darius, about like Keke Palmer, about this and that, one and so and so. It's like, there is no one-size-fits-all morality to any of this shit.
No, true.
Right? There is no one-size-fits-all. You don't know the context of why he wilding out on what he as Darius, then zeg maar, as Keke Palmer's man. You don't know why he's wilding out online, because that I found to be like a bitch-ass move as well.
See, that was my second point, yeah.
Maybe something pushed that boy to do that. You don't know. Maybe in his right mind he wouldn't do that, because a lot of people said, but why you in? Maybe you pull aside to talk about that, this and that, so and so.
Exactly.
I could tell you that when I ain't being heard at home, I yell outside. That's what I do. Like, if I give you 15, 20, 30 chances to hear me and I try to discuss, I try to this, I try to that, if I truly feel about a subject that it needs to be done, and I still want to stay in a particular situation, I want to so that if I can't bend you within, I could bend you without.
Yeah, but that goes back to the point before we veered off.
Right.
Is I'm thinking that this Keke Palmer, he did not meet her in church, and he did not meet her in her church outfit, button up to here, skirt to the ground.
But
dus nee, you meet someone in a revealing. Gaan we even for the sake of the story. You meet someone in revealing clothes. It's all fun and games. Leuk, gezellig. That's the way. That's even why you were attracted to her, and it was cool. You were going out clubbing. You were grinding up on her, even worse than Usher. Okay, prima. Now that she got a baby, apparently now you feel that she should change
everything.
Her whole identity.
Everything.
But why should she change the way she's wearing while you met her wearing those clothes now that she has a baby? What kind of bullshit is that?
No, but it goes back down to the expectations of what you feel about. It goes back down to gender roles. It goes back down to expectations. It goes back down to what we think marriage and togetherness and all that shit is or whatnot, a partnership. Because
then you should have put in your vows. Are in your prenuptials, the ones once you got a ring on it, you are not supposed to wear any more revealing clothes, so that all parties are on the same line. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
But there's clothes. Listen,
we don't know. I mean, I don't feel that you can say
I've had the good luck to have baddies in my past, right? Mm-hmm. Clothes does not implicate morality.
We pretend as if it does.
No, but it does not implicate morality. So I don't like. There's a fight going on. And there's a rah from a lot of brothers that seem to log on onto what's going on with the states, right? And they like to say, see, this is what I'm talking about.
But what is the rah and what are they talking about?
The rah is like the lack of morals on the women these days, and they don't play the place and this and that.
Down with the patriarchy.
You see, I fed you like a third one.
I think that is gewoon idioterie, because you cannot. They want their women inderdaad pre-marriage, Kijk, inderdaad, there is a set of morals for women pre-marriage and pre-motherhood, right. And there's another set. Nee, there's three,
because there's pre-marriage, pre-motherhood, and there's a separate line for in the marriage but not a mother yet, or out the marriage and a mother. Like there's a lot of different
there are more
sets.
subsections.
Yeah, there's a lot of subsets, dude.
But if you enjoy girls in booty shorts, booty skirts.
If you like punani, say it right.
If you like gewoon different
punani
parts being showed like a little more, dan moet je niet achteraf gaan zeuren. Kijk, if you all across the board say nee, it's like for a young girl, like a 20-year-old in very revealing clothes. If you have an issue with that, then I can dig. It's nog steeds sus to me. Why do you have an issue with how other people are dressing? Maar okay, if you have an issue with a 20-year-old in sexy clothes and revealing clothing, and you have an issue with women who have children in sexy and revealing clothes, dan zeg ik okay. But you cannot enjoy the women nu en dan opeens, dan mag het niet meer. No, it don't work like
energy?
that. Yeah, keep the same energy. Don't work like that.
Just keep the same energy.
Maar what I want to know is, why do people feel no. I want to say it's women too.
Women that judge women on that same shit.
Women could be.
Let's be
worse.
real about that.
I want to say no. Women can be worse. What is your problem with somebody else wearing revealing clothes? Let's just put revealing clothes.
No, because the porky on display. You can't have the porky on display. You can't breastfeed. You can't have the titty on display. You can't do that.
Sad.
What's wrong with you? You can't do that because I feel weird about it. So I can't.
It's my problem. It's my problem.
No, it's not my problem. You making me feel weird.
Yeah. But I think
I'm the hero. What was with Annabay?
Yeah.
I'm the hero of my story.
Yeah.
So you making me feel bad. You're the villain. I'm the hero.
Yeah.
You making me feel weird, and that's kind of the whole thing. I guess there's a theme here this evening. The whole thing about sex is that people are still weird about it. There's a lot of uncomfortable feelings, a lot of weird feelings that come up.
But deal with yourself.
If you don't have the tools, if you don't have the language, if you don't have the support group, if you don't have, again, you said it last thing. Like, if I can't talk to one of my homeboys about eating pussy, what am I gonna do? Watch porn and maybe learn. You check what I mean? Yeah. Go to internet and maybe learn. That's kind of the thing. We're all weird about it. We're all weird about sex right now. We're all weird. And in 2023, we're still there. We're still that's why I find this shit interesting. It's not that it's afgezet, because we've heard this story 100 times over from different angles, different ways, and whatnot, right? We're still not there yet. We're still not.
Are we ever going to be there?
I think we are. I honestly think we are. I think that part of the problem is that the sex equals morality case is still in the case of, let's call it, both entertainment and advertising, and especially when it comes to the Western world, in the States, when it's sex sells and that type of thing, right? I think that at some point, my kids, the kids underneath, the type of thing, is going to look at it just, dude, it's just a boob. Or dude is just a puss. Or dude is just a dick. Or dude is just a whatever. You got art that is slowly trying to push the boundaries. A lot of cases they're failing, but you have things that are definitely kind of provocative that are trying to challenge your notions of what it is to be sexual and this and that and whatnot and whatnot.
I think we still, so if we're in this train of thought, in this line of talking,
Yeah.
maybe we should discuss the topic that I didn't want to discuss. So what is normal, what is sex, what is sexuality, en waar bemoei je je mee eigenlijk?
Yeah. Like I'm thinking that too. I'm thinking. All right, look, like. There's a final thought on this, like clothing and what mag and what niet mag, or are we done?
This my final point is, I think a lot of people don't understand the difference between boundary and control. And that is what is happening with this
I could fuck with that.
Darius gedoe and with this Jonah.
Jonah Hill to me is still a vaag iets.
Okay, let's discuss even Jonah Hill.
I could give you the gray of he's wrong, she's wrong. I can't tell you where though. I cannot tell you, especially without context.
But why is Jonah Hill, right?
Yeah.
Why is Jonah Hill's story weird?
No, it's weird to me because there's ambiguity in it. At least from my side, at least from the guy's side.
Okay.
Right? There's ambiguity like in it. I can imagine a Jonah Hill maybe had enough therapy like in his life, maybe had enough this and that in his life that he knows certain things and certain tools and certain languages. Now, whether or not that he's applying them with altruism or with bad intent, that's the gray for me. Like that's
probably,
for like
maybe not bad intent.
Maybe not bad intent, but it coming out as bad.
Yeah.
And that for me is like, but you're a star that got money that knows how this game go. Or at least you got publicists around you that know like how this game go. So you know not to say certain things out loud or whatnot and so. That's one. Two, anybody like in the AI world that we live in right now, in the Photoshop world that we live in right now, I don't believe any text that I see no more. That's the problem.
That's a good point. That's
the problem with me. Like, I want to believe that somebody is the hero here and somebody is the villain, but I can't trust the source. I cannot trust for that to give me either the left or the right of it. You check what I mean?
But did Jonah Hill come out and say anything?
No, he has not. At least not so far. And that's kind of the thing too. And on her side, I can understand the Me Too aspect as what you said. I also know the jilted lover, bitter woman type vibe too as well. I've seen it. I've lived it. So there's a lot of gray here. There's a lot of, time and research will act this out. Like Darius came out the fucking window and we don't know what the context is with him, but it's clear cut. Oh, he said this. It was a timestamp. People, all that's clear. The only thing we got is this woman's screenshot of Jonah Hill's business. And I'm not, he could be an asshole, could. She could be an asshole, could. They both could be assholes, could. That could be fake, could. I don't know. There's way too much variables in that for me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Valid.
Right? Shit, yeah. I finally won one, y'all. Oh, man. And the console rests. I'm empty.
Time to refill.
Yeah, man. Guys, we'll be
right back.
Right back.
Yes, we're back here in the Rumlocker Annabay in Punda, Willemstad, Curaçao, Caribisch gebied,
seems like
Earth.
Solar system. No, dude, we are, yeah, dread the mango walking. That's all I could
But
say.
no, but what are you drinking now?
I am drinking the tamarind.
How's the tamarind?
I haven't tasted it yet. Hold on. Let me.
Even a live tasting here.
The tamarind is interesting.
Okay, I'll go for the tamarind.
The tamarind is interesting, but the tamarind challenges you, though.
What for nonsense is
Yeah,
that?
it does. Because while, like, the mango is there and whatnot, the tamarind got a little bit of kick to it. Like, got a little bit of... Rawr.
Okay. Row, 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 row.
Yo!
See,
Next subject.
I didn't want to discuss this next subject.
You didn't want to?
No, because I find the discussion surrounding it very toxic. But the previous first two sections that we had, which were to me eigenlijk one topic, was a perfect prelude to what we're going to discuss now. Marlo, have you heard about the new Miss Nederland?
Yes, I have.
Miss Holland, Miss Nederland.
Yes, I have.
It's a transgender woman.
Yes.
Her name is Nikki Collet.
Yes.
And basically that's the story.
That's not the story.
That's not the story.
That's not the story! Because there's a particular backlash
See.
around. Now, I don't know if in Nederland there's a backlash. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there
with, like,
also. Everywhere
but
around the world.
Here for sure.
See, and
In the Caribbean for sure.
See.
Them boy them got an opinion about it. But you and I gonna fight.
We're not gonna fight.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I didn't want to discuss
man.
this topic
Yeah, man.
because I've read some very influential Curacao. These people in Curacao were influential on Facebook.
Yeah.
I read their walls. It was horrible.
Right.
At work, I had the discussion with colleagues, and it was just
Why would you have that discussion with
my
colleagues?
colleagues are obsessed with everything LGBTQIA. Everything.
In a good way or in a bad
No,
way?
in a bad way.
Oh, so yeah, which
In a
is
bad way,
which is to be expected.
It is not. I want to say there is a correlation with religion, and
There
so
is. That's it. That's the
That's
story.
it.
That's the fucking story,
But,
dog.
yeah.
No, but okay, look, and just to put a beautiful bow on that and the last one, again, you cannot be selectively moral. You know what I mean? Like you have
Yes,
a problem
you
with
can.
or rather, you're not supposed to. You want to keep morality about, LGBTQ, this, that, and the third, or whatnot. And this is just my one stand, not as an ally, just on principle. Just, you want to keep a stand on, and like LGBTQ is immoral, and what about the kids, and this and that, and so. Nigga, don't talk to me about kids because soca, beating your woman, and fucking haunting your woman left and right is in front of the kids too. Don't ever give me that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, that is that, like, that deads that discussion. But I will say this much, right? And this is where I feel like you and I are gonna fight. I too feel
Down with patriarchy.
There we go. You had to get one in. One every segment. There you go.
You too feel
No. I look
that a man cannot win a woman's competition?
You're gonna talk for me, so then just talk for me. Then, man.
No. Bring it on.
So then stop your shit.
No.
No. Look. I will always be a political cat. I will always be a cat. And when I say politics, I mean you got to be able to read a room. You have to be able to read where your ebb and flow is in certain things and whatnot and so on, right?
Have you met Curaçaoians?
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Are we reading? Oh, no, sorry. That's
Hold on. I could, and I'll even go a couple of steps back. I could tell you to the righteousness of whatever civil rights movement that you want to point to for black folk. There was something that they wanted to stand on, and they stood upon it and bled for it 100 times over, be it here, be it in the States, be it in Nederland, be it whatever, right? I can point to gay rights movement. Let me start there. Gay rights movement before it bloomed and evolved, right? I could point to, I forget the name of the particular place, but it was a Stonewall Inn or what and so back in 19, right, where they had a raid and they were not standing down and they had a riot, and from there you had just like in black civil rights, you had within gay civil rights, you had Harvey Milk You had different people that were able to stand up and to galvanize the people, to organize the people towards a particular thing, and they fought the good fight within law and without. There was civil disobedience, and there was grassroots organization, and there was power to the people. Let me just call it that, right? I have an issue with, let's call it the T's of the group, right? The trans of the group, for one thing, for one thing and one thing alone. They are yelling like how everybody yelled in the past, right? But I'm not seeing like legislation be fought. I'm not seeing the organization of protest. I'm not seeing the blood, sweat, and tears of the thing. I'm hearing a lot of yell. No, wait, no, man. I'm hearing like a lot of yelling, but I'm not seeing the sweat equity put into it, Sahma. Right?
Okay.
Now, I don't have a dog in this fight, left or right. I don't have that experience. I don't have anybody close to me that has that experience. So I'm not within that particular, that particular sphere of influence or whatever the fuck. I'm an outsider, tot and met, right? But as somebody that is a student of history, as somebody that knows the ebb and flow of humanity thus far, right? Knows is a big thing, but tries to study and tries to understand, right? You cannot make you can't win allies, and you cannot win people's hearts and minds, and you cannot bring your cause forward by just yelling at people and shoving it down people's throats. For me, him being Miss...
alsjeblieft.
Sorry, I didn't mean to dead name. I'm sorry. Her going into the pageant, her making a statement, the pageant trying to make a statement, is not the fight to fight right now.
Why not?
Because there are legit trans people dying. There are legit trans people being harassed. There are legit... This is like the pageant is stop G van ABCD. You know what I mean? So
what is stop A then?
Stop A, like not even A, but like A from the first letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, A in het Nederlands.
Sorry.
Dutch
Nederland.
no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, but...
Stap nummer 1.
Stop number 1, right? You gotta get people protected and understanding. You gotta get the community protected, and you gotta get outside people understanding. You're not gonna get that by yelling. I've said this in the past too as well.
How did black people?
We yelled, but we proved. We yelled, but we stood on particular hills and were able to show within the ethics of a thing, the philosophy of a thing. And on top of that, they went to Congress. They went to the laws. They went to... I'm not seeing trans lawyers, trans Atticus Finches, whatever.
You don't need trans lawyers. You need lawyers who fight for trans issues.
But what I'm saying...
But you don't see it. You don't see it. People are working. Kijk, here in Curacao, people don't even understand, so we're not even coming here. Maar the fact that...
Shouldn't be one of those battlegrounds then?
Listen, if we cannot even say that we're not supposed to talk about gay rights because it's just human rights, if we have a state that is going to a court of high appeals for gay marriage, which is not gay marriage, but which is opening up marriage for everybody.
Right.
If we don't even have that, then you want us now to come with trans rights of fighting for trans and do trans legislations? Nee, het is een proces.
But okay, but then but you make my point then. That's what I'm saying.
No, because you are saying like if we talk about race, not maybe riots, but demonstrations.
Civil disobedience.
Nee, wacht. Daar was het ook de hele tijd. When black people, let's look at the states, because that is what we see, where we can see it most clearly. Right. People are saying, people are trying to police the way you should stand up for yourself. People are trying to police the
they're
police
they're
the
trying
way
to cut you like at your knees. Yes.
no, but they're trying to tell you how you should protest.
Right.
And that's exactly what you are doing. You're saying, no, this is stop number 100 and we should start at stop number 1.
No, but I'm not...
I say, nee, you should attack it from all angles. And in Curaçao, I agree, je moet het aanpakken. Maar ik zeg, luister, in Curaçao, if we cannot even get behind the idea that gay people are people and deserve equal rights as people who are heterosexual, dan denk ik dat this whole trans is nog een stap moeilijker.
Begrijp ik. But here's where I would ask you something, right? We think in linear terms, right?
Yeah.
You just explained it. Gay rights, then trans rights, right? So imagine this one. There are, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully because while I do want to fight you, I don't want to fight you. If that makes any sense, right? There are things where you can point to where if somebody stands up for gay rights or what and so, there's an argument to be made that maybe silent majority, but you can get some sway towards the democracy of the thing. You can organize, you can do the thing. There are people that maybe stand on a stand here because religion and this and that, so they don't want to look a certain way, but they all have a gay cousin. They all have a gay, brother, sister, waiting fail. There's a touchstone. There's a humanity to it that you can put a story to it. And that's the thing. With trans rights is what I feel, that it's so far out the fringe or it's so far to the outskirts of where you want to be, because you can name gay people, but who could name a trans person in their life? You check what I mean? Who could point to, oh, that's cousin Rob or that's cousin, this or that, whatever. Because of the disconnect that is inherent in that distance, you gotta know when and how and where to fight your battles. Is all I'm feeling.
No, I don't agree.
All I'm feeling is like I said, you and I are gonna disagree, but I feel like.
But how are you supposed to make that connect? You say now there's a disconnect. It's just
the humanity of it all, and you would.
But
need,
if you say these are not humans, hoe doe je dat?
I'm not saying that they're not humans, love. That's a word you're putting into
No,
mind.
ik zeg niet dat jij dat zegt.
Right.
Maar to get us, we're talking now about Curaçao.
You put the humanity back into it, and I freely admit it's fucked up. I freely admit it's fucked up, it's scheef, it's unfair. I freely admit. But of the trans community, even on Curaçao, if you have them, you probably do, but I don't know,
Yeah.
But if they're there and the community is that small for that particular subset, you need a couple of heroes. You need a couple of symbols. You need a couple of superheroes that people can come and get to know and say hi to and what and so. There's one comedian that I could point to within the States, Flame Monroe, right? She very much is in the limelight and is seen as one of the forward-thinking activists of the thing, even though she's not trying to be. She's just a comedian, just trying to tell her jokes and she's just trying to tell her story and tell who she is, and that's it. You understand what I mean? But she will tell you that she understands what this is to as well, that nobody don't know nobody, so they gotta come to me. So it's okay.
But
you know what
wait
I mean?
wait a minute.
Go right ahead.
I don't understand what you're saying, because you're saying this whole Miss Universe nonsense. Yes, I'm against pageants. Dat is iets wat afgeschaft moet worden. Dat is iets wat should not be in this world.
That is a weird one too, by the way. But let's put a pin in that.
Okay, yeah, that's another show.
Yeah.
But you're against. You say, yeah, Miss Universe, Nederland is not the vehicle. But on the other hand, you need a filet mignon, whatever.
Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe. Lord, hey, and she would like you calling her that, by the way?
Sorry,
You
Flame
damn
Monroe.
right I'm a good piece of beef, baby. You know, like what the fuck?
Nee, maar all jokes aside. Nee, but you say on the one hand, people should be able to get to know one alsof het een dier if it's an animal in the zoo or attraction in circus.
Wow, motherfucker.
No,
motherfucker, you gonna put me on blast like that, dog? You gonna put me on the bus?
Yeah, you said we're gonna disagree.
No,
So
all right,
okay,
fine.
fine. No, I get you need that connection. You need
Right.
to get to know someone, and then Flame
Monroe.
Flame Monroe.
Do not dead name her, please.
No,
You know
I
what
wanted
mean?
to say Filet Mignon. But Flame Monroe,
Flame Monroe.
is a good example for you. But how do we create these examples if the community is very small? How can you make it toegankelijk for everybody? So why would then a pageant that millions of people are watching, this girl is on display now everywhere.
How's about listen?
Why is that not okay? And then a comedian is okay.
So let's break it down for 2 seconds, right? Comedians or stand-up comedy, now it was an American thing, it's a worldwide thing now. By its very definition is averechts. By its very definition is wild, is by its very definition, you're not going there to feel good. You're going there to feel a little dangerous, right? Is not the
going
regular.
there to feel good. You want to laugh, maar okay,
Yeah,
I get
but
what
laughing
you're
is
saying.
dangerous. That's the point. It is a confrontation of truth. You go in there expecting truth. Whether you like the truth or not is how you laugh. If you laugh, you like the truth. If you don't laugh, you don't like the truth. But you go to a comedy show expecting truth. At least anybody that understands what comedy is, stand-up comedy is. You're gonna contrast that with the worst, or one of the worst fucking examples of the patriarchal Christian, Judeo-Christian moral standpoints of beauty and standard and morality. And oh, by the way, take a trans woman as well. You know what I mean? Like, you asking for trouble. I'm not gonna listen. Wait. Hold on. There was a point in time, just to draw like a reference, right? There was a point in time in hip hop, in the 80s, where hip hop had a chance of dying, right? It was born in the Bronx and everything else, but it had a chance of dying, and it was accepted by the punk community uptown in Manhattan and this and that, whatnot. And because of that, it was able to grow. So that's where Blondie made certain songs about, Grandmaster Flash and all that shit, right? If them niggas would have gone to the South, to the Ku Klux Klan, like, yo, Joe, we gonna run some fucking hip hop in here tonight. Do you not expect a little bit of pushback? Do you not expect a little bit of you gotta pick your place, you gotta pick your audience, you gotta pick your moments, and that is why I say that I disagree, because you only have a finite amount of time. You only have a finite amount of goodwill. You only have a finite amount of any fucking thing. But you choose to make your stand here. You understand what I mean?
You have no goodwill, and you have time.
Nah, dog. You have goodwill.
You don't have
goodwill. You have goodwill for all of the roads that, and again, the LGBTQ community, let's call it the whole fucking thing. For all the roads that they've already built for you and everything else, so you don't have to shove it down everybody's throat in a particular way in those things. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to stick it down this one or whatnot. In 2023, we have figured out how to be savvy, how to understand about social media.
No, but you need both. You need the boldness and you need the people who are
but have you seen this, miss? She ain't bold. She ain't trying to look. She's not out there sassy and this and that and trying to fight back and holding interviews and being a symbol. She looks like a boring white person. She looks like a boring Dutch person. She does not look interesting. She does not look like she has a story. She does not look. The transness is not the story alone. That's the thing. That's the thing that people are fighting against. You have to be charming as a motherfucker. Malcolm X had to be charming. Martin Luther King had to be charming. Marcus Garvey had to be charming. Harvey Milk had to be fucking charming.
Yeah,
all these people had to be fucking charming.
I have a problem that this is the same thing. Like I'm trying to say with also the demonstrations, Black Lives Matter, weet ik veel. People are telling you how you should pursue the struggle. Jawel, she had to be more charming. This was not the time. This is not the place.
Hey, hold on. Back up. I'm talking as an advisor. I'm talking as a campaign manager. I'm not talking as a finger wagging, oh, you moved it, don't know. I'm trying to see the way forward with. You check what I mean?
And I'm telling you,
certain fights, it's like, here, dog, here's where we're going to spend our capital. Here's where we're going to...
No, but this is not the only way. You attack it from different angles. And you keep saying, yeah, but I don't see the legislation. I don't see the fight.
I honestly don't.
You do not see it. Maar you also do not see legislation on fights or legislation on other subjects. If you look, bijvoorbeeld... Kijk, here op Curaçao, nothing's going on. So we're not even talking about Curaçao.
You kind of do, though. We live here.
Ja, maar...
we live here,
die 4-5 transgenders, they're trying to transition, they're trying to live their life, they're trying to stay alive.
Sowieso. And by the way, and that for me is another part of the thing. That for me is, and like I said, you asked me what was step one, right?
Yeah.
Protect.
Yeah.
That for me is like, do we have energy to worry about what dress that the queen was wearing or whatnot and so we got energy to figure out, how do we get these people Krav Maga? How do we get these people security guards? How do we... But
why is the onus again on the people? Now the people need to learn how to defend themselves. Now they need security guards. How about train the rest of society that these are just people and people should be treated as people?
When Montgomery, Alabama was integrated, what happened?
What happened?
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened?
No, I have no idea.
The National Guard had to intervene. JFK had to put army, people with rifles at a school to make sure that nobody fucked with the integrated kids.
Yeah.
They did that. You understand what I'm saying? You have to deal with the fact.
Yeah, but that is also, again, a bold move that was not expected. Want why are you going to take children, putting children in school and harm's way, all these things, all the arguments that you make for this miss, you can make for any of the other struggles.
My argument is pick your battles. My argument is there's a finite amount of time, energy, and whatnot in the place. My argument is strategize. Use the resources and the community around you. It sometimes feels that it's disjointed. It sometimes feels like that one does this, that one does that, that one does that. Hold ahead, come together.
How do you think that other social groups went? In the end, recalling the story and retelling the story, it looks like één geheel. But it was different actions of different groups that finally... This one's shaking the tree here, that one's shaking the tree there, that one's shaking the tree there. And then in the end, it can come together. And in the end, you can have a group that
and we
seems...
have mangoes.
That seems... But then and you have a group, a Martin Luther King Jr. bijvoorbeeld, if we look at the American civil rights, that seems that he... With the Montgomery busting and Selma and so, maar daarvoor were different people, different groups rattling all kinds of trees. It's a collected effort and it is niet per se chronologisch.
Okay, but here's where I would go back on that particular thing, right? Yes, hindsight 2020, yes, romanticization of the past, yes, all of that. I still feel that with a lot of these movements that we tout, that you and I look to as like revered and whatnot and so, it still feels like people was like, yo, Dread, we're gonna rumble quiet and rumble, because if you rumble loud, immediatamente, you're gonna get killed, you're gonna get shot, you're gonna get lynched, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, right? You move quiet up until you're sure. You're sure.
You're never going to be sure, Marlo. That's the whole thing. Listen, You say you move quiet. You say you don't see legislation and things. There are discussions going on about what to put in the passport. Man, vrouw, X. That's going on.
And by the way, people, I would gladly be willing to be proven wrong. If you got like anything to put into the comments of what Denise is touting, like, yo, I would like to see it, because I actually would like to see it. You know,
have certain trans, like healthcare for trans people. Like if you're transitioning, you need a whole lot of psychological counseling. You need a whole lot of hormones. You need all kind of like a very special healthcare.
Yeah.
in some places you have it. You have different. I don't want to say rights, but there are different things that you can enjoy as part of that healthcare.
Right.
Dus dat is al things that move slow that are possible.
Right.
Dus there are things that are being done, and you say you contradict yourself constantly. You say you have to move slow, doe rustig aan, don't rumble. En dan zeg je ook, but I don't see nothing happening. No, you want them to move slow, or you want to see things happening?
No. It's not that I contradict myself. It is more that let me say it like this, right? You can't, at least from where I'm from my experience and so, you can't talk big, you can't act big, you can't point fingers in people's faces, unless you got the juice to back it up. The juice is either you gonna deal with a situation yourself, or you got the people behind you to deal with a situation. So if you acting big, and somebody tests you, you be like, yo, either I gonna deal with you or my people gonna deal with you. I have not seen until this point the trans people having that amount of support. It's lip service.
But how are you gonna get that support if you're not doing nothing out in the open?
And that's the second part of the whole thing, right? For me, I'm not saying be quiet, shut the fuck up. And this is why I said that we were going to fight. I'm saying sharpen your blade. Bite your time.
I'm sure people are sharpening their blades.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you have different actions and you're doing different things at the same time. And some are loud and some are visible and some are in achterkamertjes that you don't know about.
But you don't overplay your hand is what I feel.
But how are they overplaying their hand?
That, again, because Miss Nederland has to represent Nederland now on the circuit for the next year. She has to go to Miss Universe, she has to go to Miss World, she has to go to different things. So you're making a statement with this one thing. You check what I mean? You're inviting the fight now. Are you ready for the fight now? That's all I'm asking. Listen, when I've had fights in my past. I've had physical fights, I've had regular fights, right? But when you invite a fight, are you on good ground? Are you on some Sun Tzu shit? Are you ready to take on the enemy for what it is and what and so on? So is it wasted effort? Is it wasted time and whatnot? That is my question.
It's never wasted effort and wasted time.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm sure because listen.
You sure about that, dog?
Yes, I'm sure.
Because for me, this conversation, good or bad, right? For all the bad backlash that's online, for all the weird shit that's weird or what and so, it's taking up a lot of energy and a lot of oxygen in the room. This heuveltje could have been avoided. This particular hill that we want to die on, that we want to fight on.
Nee, it could have been avoided. Maar dan heb je het over 5 jaar, over 10 jaar.
Nee.
No.
Not even talking about 5 jaar, 10 jaar. I'm talking about 6 months.
Trust. This is always the beginning.
Right.
Het is eng, het is weird because you're doing it as if you're moving quietly, and then when the moment is right, you attack because then you have the people at the back of you standing up.
But there's nothing to be said about that.
No, because it is a trajectory. Before you reach there, you already had these spats. Want you say nee, nu is niet de tijd. Okay, she waited 6 months. Okay, she waited 5 years. Okay, she waited. Maar every time that something, when okay, let's say we're not gonna use a miss, you're gonna do it in a different way. You're gonna have the trans reading stories in the library, which is a problem. But every time because it's the first big visible movement or demonstration or however you want to call it. So people are gonna be. This is gewoon about discomfort. Wacht. So people are gonna be uncomfortable. Sowieso in het begin, people will not be on your side. People are gonna be uncomfortable. So you need all these little kleine dingetjes in het begin to be able to create that platform, that draagvlak, everything that you mentioned. It doesn't come like that falling out of the sky. You need people to put their necks on the line, get all the shit over them, people losing their lives, for us to make small little steps forward.
Okay. I got one last question for you before we end up.
How we're gonna end up? Because
because I told you that we were gonna fight tonight.
It's not really a fight.
I told you. This is the worst that we've been at each other in a while.
In this season only.
Yeah, not the last season too comfy. But anyway, I have a question. You say that it's okay that fight all the fights that need to be fought and all of that, right? Okay. So then the question for me would be, how would there still be organization to that?
To what?
To fighting all the good fights and all the things and what and so. To make sure that no effort is wasted. How?
I find you should do these little small things, or that seem small. You should, first, to me, it starts with discomfort.
It starts with discomfort.
And people need to realize, and it's the same with the, okay, I don't want to bagatelliseer, so I don't want to make it less of an issue, but to me, I'm feeling the same way as with the clothing. If I have a problem with somebody else wearing revealing clothes, I need to examine why I have an issue with it. And we were talking about you want to be the hero in your own story,
right?
And it has some
but it's
more
always
to
a fight. There's always a fight.
It's always a fight. I cannot think of one example where inequality was made a little more equal. That was not a fight.
No, but I mean to say, is there not allies to be won as well?
There are allies to be won, but there are more enemies to be slain, or to be converted, or to be groomed into allies.
Converted. There's a word.
Yeah, but listen, it is so difficult if you
really. Really?
Look at the reaction on this stupid Miss gebeuren.
No, but the reaction is basic.
Yeah, but everybody is basic. Everybody's a basic bitch, and I don't like the word.
It's basic bitch, though.
See, it's
a basic bitch, though.
What was your question?
No, it's not. Look. Let me finish this off because we got to finish off and everything else and what and so. But I will say this much, right? I can anybody to fight towards their humanity. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you are, what it is, what and so. Wherever you are on the planet, whatever the fuck, we're all. Right? I am, for the most part, a realist when it comes to the who and why and whatnot and so. So this is why you and I will always kind of disagree, because in that sense, you are a romantic. In that sense, you will fight them all. Fight them now. Fight them here. Fight them there. Fight them everywhere. And for me, it's like not everybody got that energy. Not everybody got that time. Not everybody got that doorzettingsvermogen, weet je? And
see, but that's why not everybody's fighting.
But you can get more people fighting if you know when and how to pick your battles, is what I'm feeling.
And I think you need to set the stage to get
for the battle.
Yeah, no, to get the right place, time, and tick.
There you go.
Because you cannot get to that place that you are referring to as the starting off point without these little struggles, without this preparation.
Right.
The civil rights movement didn't start with
No,
Malcolm
it was
X
not a vacuum.
Martin Luther King.
Of course not. Of course not.
Decades of people protesting and doing their own little things.
Yeah.
You need to gain momentum, and all these little things build up the momentum.
The Miss Nederland, okay, that would be my last question. Amen, God bless. Is Miss Nederland a little thing?
Nee, it's in that sense, it's not a little thing, maar it is
but
wel... Nee, maar it is well one of the things, because you keep saying, yeah, but this is not the time, not the moment, not the Kiko, and if you do it in another way and time and moment, you will get more people, but you need these uncomfortable bits to pave the way to get to the point where you want to start. You
So
cannot
so
start
you
at
need-
that point.
So you need the mistakes to get to where
You
you need
need
to
this
be.
miss. You need a kid in school who's riling up all the parents because they're uncomfortable. You need the one sex bedroom, bathrooms. You need restrooms, whatever. You need all these things.
Bathrooms. You said bathrooms.
Bathrooms. Because maar
The man go walk in.
the man go walking.
Yeah, no. But
But
okay.
okay,
but all right.
I like this discussion because why I didn't want to discuss this topic in the beginning and what I was saying, it's so toxic in a case in Curacao, how we are dealing with this whole trans issue
Right.
because we're gonna be talking about dehumanizing things. Like, is a man? Is it a woman? Is it like? And then
No, I'm not with that.
We
I'm not
stayed
with
away.
that.
We stayed away from that. So
I'm
that,
not. I'm but
that's
I'm not with that. Let me because this is a sensitive subject and we need to put a decent bow on this to like as well. Look, humanity is humanity. The minute that you got a beating heart, that's it. We're done. You know what I mean? Or at least I'm done.
Oh Lord, then
Right?
we're gonna have a whole different discussion about
but,
abortion.
Right. Hey, we could go on that one too, like as well. But no, but there shouldn't have to be a fight for basic humanity.
Yeah, but if you
we
don't,
we can agree on
that is what we agree on.
That's what you and I agree. No, but
Say.
I'm trying to give it a bow so we can get the fuck out of here, right?
There's so much more to say.
There's so much.
but-
So would you like to put more on a different thing at a different time?
No. The only thing the thing that I don't know if it angers me the most or worries me the most or annoys. That's the word. The thing that annoys me the most in this whole discussion about this fuck the patriarchy.
Wow, you've upgraded. Yo, fuck the patriarchy. Down written. No, we ain't being nice no more. Fuck the patriarchy.
No,
All
but
right,
the
cool.
whole thing that annoyed me here in Curacao, how the discussions are being held.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking about shit they don't have any clue about, and I know too little about transgender. No, you cannot even say transgenderism, but I know too little. None of us, not none of us, but most of us in Curacao do not know a trans person or personally.
Okay, I have the way to tie this all the way around.
Okay.
None of us know about fucking and good pussy. None of us know about being a bad bitch.
I want to
and
argue
being a
different. Okay. Okay.
None of us know about looking good, being a bad bitch. None of us know about that, and that's the tying thing with, like within it all, it's ignorance. It's ignorance across the board, and ignorance touting, you know what I mean, like certain type of ideas and what and so and so. Instead of yelling or talking or waiting, Phil, you should be asking.
It's indeed ignorance because
You should be asking.
Yeah, none of us know anything about genetics. We're very basic with that.
We're all basic bitches.
And
that's my stance on humanity. We're all basic bitches.
And to round off and to talk about what we've been talking about eigenlijk all night, all day, all morning, or whatever. The weirdness around sex.
Yeah.
The weird, because if we were not so uptight and weird and
repressed.
Repressed is a good word, about
we weren't
sex
so fucking
and
repressed.
sexuality, this whole trans thing would not be as problematic as it is right now.
Trans thing, clothes, and porn stars wouldn't be problematic, and that's it.
That's it.
Amen. People, my name is Marlo Brown.
Denise Faber.
I mean, shit, we definitely gonna be here.
Say.
Yo, shout outs to everybody that was able to hang with this particular conversation. And by all means, we're not the be all and the end all. We would like for you to challenge her opinion, my opinion, both of our opinions, your particular story.
Well, yeah, but I'm not interested in hearing about trans women in female sports. I don't want to hear opinions about that.
Wow.
No.
Okay, that's a different topic.
Yeah, you can challenge, but I'm already no.
All right, so then
Challenge,
guys,
yeah, nay.
you ain't trying to get out of here. Nah,
Okay,
yeah,
no,
Jesus
let's
Christ.
go. Let we go.
Guys, my name is Marlo Brown, Denise Faber. We're done. Good night. Peace.
All over the world.